Welcome everybody to the Conference Championship edition of the weekly college football pre-snap. I'm Will and I'm here to give you the insight on this weekend's games. Let's take this moment to look at the top 5 teams in the nation as they stand right now. Number 1, Notre Dame took care of business against USC last weekend, beating them, and they are in the BCS championship game. They will await the winner of the SEC championship game that's being played today, and we will look at the SEC championship game a little later on in the show. Number 4, Florida took care of Florida State last weekend in their rivalry game down in Tallahassee, and they are going to stay right where they are at number 4 because number 5, Oregon took care of business up in Core Valley against a very good Oregon State team. And those are your top 5 matchups of last week. They were really good. All top 5 teams did exactly what they were supposed to do, and they stay right where they are. Let's take a look at some of the conference matchups that are coming out this weekend. Let's start in the SEC. Big game, 3 o'clock. Number 2, number 3, Georgia and Alabama. Alabama, the number 2 team in the nation, they right now look to be playing Notre Dame in the championship game. But if Georgia beats them, then it's going to be Georgia and Notre Dame. I don't think Georgia is good enough to beat Alabama. Alabama's defense is too good. Alabama wins this one, 35-21. Now, the ACC matchup is really lopsided. It's the number 13 ranked Florida State Seminoles that came off their loss against Florida last weekend. They will be playing a pitiful, very pitiful Georgia Tech team who got blown out by their rival Georgia last weekend in a game that was never even remotely close. So I think Florida State comes in and they completely destroy Georgia Tech. This game, not even close, 42-28. Now in the Big 12, they do not have a championship game. That is due to the conference switching up with adding and losing teams. But right now, Kansas State is at the top. They will be playing Texas today. If they beat Texas, they will become the Big 12 champion. Texas is not a very good defense, and I do believe that Kansas State will come in and take care of business. They will beat Texas, and they will be the Big 12 champion. The Big Ten championship game features Nebraska and Wisconsin. Wisconsin losing to Nebraska in the regular season. They held a 17-point lead after the third quarter but lost it. Nebraska ended up winning that game, which was very upsetting for Badgers fans. I think the Badger fans will be rejoicing today. They are Big Ten champions. They will beat Nebraska. It'll be very close though. It'll be 28-21, but the Badgers win this game. Now let's take a look at the in-state games happening today. Oklahoma will be playing a very, very talented TCU team, but TCU has not been playing up to par. Losing their quarterback to suspension earlier in the season has really hurt them. They haven't really won a lot of games. They did beat Texas on Thanksgiving, which was a big win for them. I don't think they beat OU, and I think OU takes care of business and beats TCU 35-17. But now listen to this. OU could be the Big 12 champion if Kansas State loses. That's a big thing. Keep an eye out for that. If OU wins, Kansas State loses, Oklahoma will be your Big 12 champion. As for Oklahoma State, coming off that loss against Oklahoma last week, very emotional, overtime loss, very close, great game, no debate going on there. They will be playing Baylor, a very high-powered offense, and you know OSU's defense is not the best, but neither is Baylor's. So I think it's going to be back and forth all day, but if OSU gets down early, I don't think they can keep up. But I do believe that OSU will win this game. It'll be very close, 42-35. It's just going to be a shootout. Nothing else really expected down there in Waco. Tulsa will be playing UCF in the Conference USA Championship game today. They played each other earlier this season, and Tulsa beat UCF pretty handily. I think that that's going to happen again. Tulsa will be your Conference USA champion. They will beat UCF 35-24. All right, that's it for this edition of the Weekly College Football Pre-Snap. The regular season is over. I will be keeping you updated on all the bowl games that will be happening after this weekend. That'll start later on here in December and into January until the BCS National Championship game. I hope everybody has a good weekend. See you next time.